Now for Should I Worry, our weekly segment about everything that worries us. Well, this viewer asking, I have a fast pulse. Should I worry? Dr. Samadi?
It really depends. A fast pulse in medicine called tachycardia, supraventricular tachycardia, and there could be a lot of easy reasons behind this, why she or he is having this kind of pulse. Anything over 100 beats per minute, it's called tachycardia. We would be concerned. But if you're dehydrated, if you're anemic because your blood count is low, or if you're taking thyroid medication, all of these can cause this kind. If you drink a lot of alcohol, if you're a smoker, there are so many reasons behind this. As a urologist, we look for glands in adrenal glands, something called Pheochromocytoma. They release hormones that can really increase your heartbeat. The best thing I do is, after I see something like this, you repeat it. If I'm concerned, I would send them to Dr. Siegel. He will get the EKG, and we'll find out if it's a mechanical problem in the heart, if there's an electrical problem. You know, heart has its own pacemaker, and sometimes they go out of whack. And this could be a sinus tachycardia or something that you are familiar called atrial fibrillation, which is very dangerous. And that's when he comes in and he would start treating them with medications or intervention.
What if I'm just stressed out or maybe had too much coffee?
Anxiety. Oh, there you go. Coffee can certainly do it.
That's a good starting point.
That's a good one.
Yeah, which we love here. We love coffee on the show.
Coffee can do it.
But it can do it. So if you're stressed out and you're excited, you make a lot of adrenaline, your heart rate is going to go up. That's one thing. If you're out in the heat too much, you get dehydrated, your heart rate may go up. If you have the flu, you got a fever, your heart rate may go up. And it may be transient, and you may not need to see a doctor. But I would encourage everybody out there, first of all, take your own pulse. Here's how you do it. You see your wrist over here? On this side of the wrist by the thumb, you can feel your pulse, or you can do it in your neck over here. Count 60 seconds and tell your doctor how many beats you have, and see if it's irregular.
What's good?
Well, I think what's important, let me just bring up one thing that Marc was saying. You saw what he did. He put his index finger on his, because you don't want to put your thumb there, because the thumb has its own pulse. That's another thing. So use your index finger.
That's a very good point. Now, if it's irregular, or if you're fatigued or short of breath or have chest pain, you see your doctor right away. You call right away. If you have chest pain, that's a 911 call. If you're just feeling a rapid pulse and it's regular and you just exercised or you just had a fight with your wife, let's say.
Oh, that never happens with you, I know.
No. My wife is always right.
Good.
But if that happens, you may want to sit down and pause and wait a little bit.
What's a
But
good
if you have
pulse?
the other symptoms, you got to get seen right away.
50 to 80 beats per minute is normal.
Okay, 50.
But again, there are a lot of things that can cause this. But the key is, once you detect it, but with just IV fluid, with antibiotics, this can go easily away. There are some tachycardia that are asymptomatic, meaning that you may have it and you wouldn't know about it, and the doctor will find out on EKG.
I'm always like at 90 or 92, and I've always been that way.
May be
I go to
okay
a doctor,
for you.
and a doctor says, you got to,
Fast pulse.
Well, Eric,
I'm like, yeah, I'm always at that.
Eric, that could be okay. Let me explain something basic here. The heart pumps volume. It pumps blood. If it's not pumping enough blood, it's going to do it faster. The heart has the goal of feeding your brain, feeding your kidneys, feeding your liver. It's got to get the blood out. And if it doesn't have enough volume to do it, it's going to speed up. If you're going 100, you better be checked.
No.
If a person is going 100, they better be checked.
And how long, though? Because, you might have it, if you just said earlier, if you came from the gym or
if it's a persistent problem. Yeah. Another thing about the gym I want to mention, Arthel, very important. When President Bush was in office and you had Pretzelgate, people said, what did he have a heart rate of 40 for? The answer is he exercised vigorously. When you exercise regularly, a lot of exercise will bring down your heart rate, and low may actually be normal for you.
So the answer to your question is, you check the pulse. It's called resting pulse. So you come to the office. They let you sit for 5 minutes to calm down, because if you're running up the stairs, of course your heart rate is. So it's a resting pulse. It has to be between 50 to 80. And then if it's over 100, then you start looking into, for example, erythroids may be overactive. Hyperthyroid can cause this. There could be other things, even genetics sometimes. There are families that have this, and they look into this. You get the EKG.
I'm looking for 70 to 80. That's my number, Eric. I don't want you to be over 100. I don't even want you to be 90. I like 70 or 80 for a normal resting pulse.
After the show, I'll get
I think Arthel makes you nervous, Eric. That's why your heart rate is up.